Hello. Welcome to the Unscripted Pause. This is a Tuesday. I don't normally record on Tuesdays, but I didn't record yesterday. So I'm recording today. I've been kind of in a place mentally, and I just like literally just got off a call um, with about some work for next week. But this person is also like a good, like we're good friends. And we were just kind of chatting, and I said to her, I was like I don't feel hopeful. mm, which is a really hard thing to actually articulate. And then but then I followed up and said, but just like I talk about, you have to choose joy, you have to find the joy, you have to be intentional about these things. You also have to be intentional about finding hope. You have to be intentional around saying, I have to choose to be hopeful. I have to choose that. And yes, I have felt like crying all day yesterday. Like my tears have been, my tears right now are right here. But I have to choose to be hopeful. And she said to me, so I said all that to her. And then she said, but it's hard. It's hard. She said, I recognize that. She's like, but it's also hard to do that. And she's right. It is hard to do that. It is hard to choose hope. It is hard to choose joy. It's hard. But, but, but you have to. Like, that's not a good but. It's like, but you have to. It's like, usually you say but, and I was going to come up with this profound reason why, but I don't have that. I just know that you have to. Just know that you have to. You have to push through. Easier said than done. Let me really be clear about that. It's easier said than done to say, like, oh, you gotta push through, you gotta choose it, you gotta do it, you just gotta do it, just go do it. No, that's some hard stuff. It's just hard. And look, I said I would always be real on these videos. I thought if I'm gonna make these videos, I'm gonna always be real. And it's hard. It's hard, and I'm finding it hard right now. I'm finding it hard to be hopeful, and I'm finding it hard to choose joy. However, however, there's always just something in me that says, that God's got me, right? Like his promises never fail. Like full stop. His promises never fail. He's got me. He's always got me. All I have to do, I don't even have to look over, I don't even have to hear somebody else tell me that. I don't have to look at stories in the Bible. I don't have to have anybody else tell me their stories of how God has had them. I just have to look at my life. That's all I have to do. hmm When I look back over my life and I think things over, like that's all I have to do, right? And so that in and of itself helps me to be hopeful. That helps me to be hopeful. That helps me to find where is the joy? Like I can find the joy and I can find the hope, right? Because I know that God is always gonna take care of me, right? So I had a contract job. I had a contract job that was coming up at the end of this month that got canceled. right? It got canceled. It was a, I was looking forward to it because it was going to be a nice little piece, nice little piece of change. But it got canceled. It got canceled. Yeah, it got canceled. But, but then they came back and said, but we have something else. And like short notice, but can you do this other thing instead? And I was like, yeah, I could do this other thing instead. So it's like, again, it's like God, like he's like, yeah, like, why, like, don't worry. Like I've already told you not to worry. But we're human. I'm human. We still worry. I still get anxious. I still sometimes find it hard to find hope and to find joy. But then God always just does something. He always just does something. Always just brings about something. And then it's like, oh, okay, I can smile. Like, oh, okay, I can smile again. And sometimes you just need to say things. Like just being on here talking, like this is like has I don't know how this thing has become like my own little personal diary, but like, well, not personal, very public diary. But sometimes you just need to say things aloud. This is why I think therapy is so important. I believe in therapy. My therapist is out right now on maternity leave. But just kind of voicing these things, like my tears are not right here. Like my tears are literally right here when I started this call. And now they've dissipated. They're gone. And so, because I thought for sure, I thought, I'm going to record this and I'm going to be sobbing on this call. I ain't sobbing. I done come up with a smile, people. So, yeah, I think I wanted to come on here and just be real and say, like, I get it. I know that sometimes it's hard. But God. But God. So until next time, be well.